Have a bit of time this morning, so I figured I'd jump on and share, just like my my buddies Tom and Dave, fellow VC members who posted videos recently. Tom, great to see you back. We were all fortunate enough to be contacted by Teddy, the great Teddy of Eat, Sleep, Vinyl. If you don't follow his channel, definitely recommend you check it out. In my mind, some of the best videos, if not the best, in terms of his musical knowledge, diverse taste, his ability to speak on the music, his amazing vocabulary, production quality of his videos. Teddy, you are incredible. We all appreciate when you do put up a video. I know that, so keep doing it. I know you don't do it too often. I know we all, have lives and it takes time. So I always appreciate when anyone makes the effort to put up a video. So it's a bit of a special video because, as those of you that have been watching my channel, following my channel for a while, I love Strata East. Obviously now I've gotten into, my taste continues to grow. My want list continues to grow, like all of us. When I first got into jazz, I was collecting, really into Blue Note, started by buying Blue Note CDs, and then discovered Impulse through getting into Coltrane records, and there's a process. But for a while I was buying a lot of Strata East records, everything I can get my hands on, everything I can get a hold of, and obviously that slowed down over the past year and a bit because they're really hard to find. And Teddy reached out to Tom and Dave because he is selling a collection for a friend, which contained some incredible original El Saturn Sun Ra records. So if you're interested in those, definitely check out FXP Tom or BCore7 Dave on Instagram and on YouTube. So yeah, and so Teddy also reached out to me, offering me up some Strata East records, knowing that I collect it. Teddy, I don't know if you knew that from watching my channel, or maybe Tom or Dave tip you to that, but either way, I really, really appreciate you reaching out. So I wanted to jump on, share what I got from Teddy. So it's been 3 minutes, haven't shown a record, which is why you guys are here. If you follow me on Instagram at Needle Groove Vinyl, you probably have already seen a few of these because I posted some. So just show you what I got, and I got a few other records I'll share while I'm here since I don't jump on too often. First one, which is the most rare, definitely I like all of these records. It's one of my favorites of the batch. One I thought I'd never own an original. This was reissued last year on Pure Pleasure, by Pure Pleasure. This is Shamik Farah, First Impressions. This is from, I believe, 74. A bunch of these I think are from 74, coincidentally. Love this cover. Little bit of ring wear, but overall, all these records, Teddy, are in great shape. They sound great. Couldn't have asked for better, really. So this is a prized piece now of my collection, one that I never thought I'd own. Sorry if you can hear that siren. City Life. So yeah, just beautiful, beautiful, stunning record. Thank you, Teddy, for offering this up to me. Obviously, I purchased it, but it's not every day you have the opportunity to purchase a record like this, especially in this condition. The Water Bears, Cosmic Twins, Ron Burden and John Lewis. Love this cover. This is not my favorite of the batch. It's still beautiful. I believe it's a trio record and not as exciting for me as some of these other ones, but still great music, great Strata East release. But I wouldn't put it up there in my top 5 Strata East releases, probably. Not to take away from it, but I had never heard this before, and I didn't realize that it was there was no sax or no trumpet or anything. But you check it out. This one, A Spirit Speaks, The Descendants of Mike and Phoebe. I had heard this because I have the reissue of it, and the first time I heard it, I was kind of taken aback by the vocals. I know it's not everyone's thing, but definitely grew on me. The music itself is stunning, really soulful, deep jazz. Not soulful in like a soul jazz type of way, but just really like speaking to my soul. Really kind of organic jazz. Anyway, you check it out, see what you think. But this is another one that I never thought really I would have an original of. So thank you again, Teddy. Another great one up there with the ones that really, really speak to me in the catalog. Earth Blossom, the John Betch Society. This is the one that probably surprised me the most out of the ones I got because I hadn't heard it and I expected it to be a bit more straightforward, and it was deeper than I anticipated. Really, really spoke to me, so that was a pleasant surprise. This is the one that, another one that was reissued by Pure Pleasure last year, and I decided not to pick it up with the hopes that I would find an original, and it found one, or one found me sooner than I thought. This is Harold Vick, Don't Look Back. Definitely check this out, I would say, on YouTube, and if you like it, it's worth picking up the reissue. They sound great, the Pure Pleasure reissues. I have the Harold Vick record on Muse, which I love, so Harold Vick from this period. I mean, his 60s stuff is great too, but obviously this is a bit different than his mid-60s stuff. This one I hadn't heard, and I really enjoyed it. Larry Ridley, Some of the Parts. This is one of the few, I guess, of this batch that I didn't really know at all. I love bass-led records, and this has Sonny Fortune on it, Cornell Dupree, Onahe Allen Gums on piano. I don't really know how you say his name properly. Grady Tate. So yeah. And Teddy, you sent these to me all in these Jap sleeves with the records in the back, which is exactly how I keep my records, so didn't even have to re-sleeve them. Thank you. And then lastly, Liberation of the Contemporary Jazz Guitar. This is a jazz guitar record, so not mind-blowing, but still enjoyable. The one track I'd heard is probably my favorite, which is, I can't remember the name of it, Jen something. It is, yeah, it's just Jen, Gen. So yeah, definitely by no means my favorite in the catalog, but filling up. I don't think I'm going for the whole run because there's one in particular that I don't really need, the Billy C record, and then there's the few that are so rare that I will probably never own a copy. But there's lots of other cool jazz to collect, so no worries. But very happy to add those Strata East releases to my collection. Some of them I never thought I'd own originals of, so thank you, Teddy, for the opportunity. And to Dave and Tom, those Sun Ra records you got, wow. I know, Teddy, you have some of those Sun Ra records that you got as well in the early 80s there. Just amazing stuff. I can't say I know all the music. There's so many Sun Ra records. Dave, the ones you picked up, Sleeping Beauty and Omniverse, I do know better than most, and I just amazing pieces of music. Not all Sun Ra, there's a big scale or a wide scale. It's kind of a roller coaster ride with what you're gonna get. Obviously, ranging from the 50s to the 80s, different styles. Some of it really free, but always interesting. Just a few other records here. This is a recent pickup from, I can't remember if I got this probably before Christmas or after, but I think probably just out in the beginning of January. Micaiah McCraven, Universal Beings. This came out last year. If you haven't checked this out yet, I highly recommend it. There's 4 sides. I think it's London, New York, Chicago, LA, if I'm not mistaken, and they have sessions, and then he post-produces it. Recommended this. What else? A few other used LPs I've picked up, some probably before Christmas and some more recently. Another Blue Note to the collection. This is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers at the Jazz Corner of the World. I love Art Blakey. Whenever I see his Blue Note records from the 60s, early 60s, late 50s at a reasonable price, I definitely snagged them. This is I don't know if it's a first press, and I think it might be a second, but it's Blue Note Records Inc. 47 West 63rd. Deep groove, I think, on one side, but I think maybe it's the original with this label should have double deep groove, you know, but it has the RVG and or is it not RVG? It's probably a Van Gelder and a Plastilite P. It's probably a, you know, mid-60s pressing. This is another great 60s jazz record I picked up. Booker Irving, The Blues Book, with Carmel Jones, Gildo Mahoney's, Richard Davis, and Alan Dawson on Prestige. I think it's from 64, and found this at my local shop. Not something I'd ever seen before or expected to find when I walked in, but there you go. Original stereo pressing, great cover. This one, really, really nice recording from 73, Diodato and Donato. You also have Ray Barretto on here, Airto, so you got some, you know, Brazilian flavor, some Latin flavor, and some nice electric keys as well. This is worth seeking out. I didn't know it before I saw it posted by Rob Late Bloomer, and then next week I walked in and it was in my shop. Nice soul record, not mind-blowing, but this was cheap. Betty Wright, High Voltage, Danger High Voltage. I have another one of her records from the mid-70s, early 70s that I enjoy, so grab this. Bobby Thurston. I know his earlier records are pretty sought after and expensive. I don't have any of them. You don't see them. Oh, still got the bill in there from 33 Tours. And yeah, some kind of more boogie sounding. This is actually the other record that was on that receipt. Soul Searchers, Salt of the Earth, really nice funk record from the early 70s. I think it was 73, 74. Highly sampled, obviously. People know that one. If you don't, check it out. And lastly, McCoy Tyner, Tender Moments, audition copy. Lee Morgan on here, Julian Priester, James Spalding, Benny Maupin, Joe Chambers, Howard Johnson, and Herbie Lewis, who I don't really know. But it's a nice, you know, you can't go wrong with McCoy Tyner. Can't say it's my favorite record of his, but definitely enjoyable. There's one other record, excuse me, that I wanted to share with you guys. I was just spinning this before. This is Maisha. And I know, Teddy, you showed this in your 2018 kind of wrap-up records from 2018 video you made. And this is just stunning. I really, really recommend you check this out, along with the Micaiah McCraven record. So much good jazz coming out right now. This one, part of that UK scene, has Nubia Garcia on it. And it's really, really beautiful recording. So I definitely recommend. You can find this on, you know, online, stream it on all streaming services, probably on YouTube. Do yourself a favor. Don't sleep on this music that's coming out if you're into so-called spiritual jazz type vibe. Cool. That's it. Strata East. Big Strata East find. Not really find, but haul. Let's call it Strata East haul. And a few other really, really dope records that I'm adding to my collection. Lots of records to listen to as always. Hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you guys probably in another month or so. Peace.